birthday across the veil to Kenny today. We've got a lot to talk about, as usual. But I just was wondering if anybody else had noticed that there was an awful lot of aggression this last week. I've everybody's just kind of been intense.
I try to be good. I try to be nice.
Everybody's been pretty intense. So we thought today we might talk a little bit about the astrology and help people understand that. We also thought it would be, this is our 13th episode, and we thought it would be a nice number to talk about the story, a little bit the story of Caradwen, for people who are still looking at her mythology. Then we want to talk about membership.
Oh, yes.
And then we thought, because of the crazy stuff that's going on in the heavens, we might end with some sort of like healing and protection kind of.
Certainly wouldn't hurt.
Yeah,
Certainly
because
wouldn't hurt.
holy macaroni.
No, it was a fractious week. It was, wasn't it? It was a fractious week last week. There was a lot of
Well, it's still going on.
discombobulation, I think. So I know there is some astrological reason for that. Hello, if you're joining us. I see there's a bunch of people joining us. Don't be shy. Say hi.
Don't be shy. Say hi.
That's right.
Hi,
yes.
Anna.
And hello, Anna. Yes, Anna's a channel member, I can tell, and
She's got a little black cat, so
she's got
she's
a little
been a
black
member a
cat
while.
now. That's it. Oh, and hi, Steph. How you doing? Thank you for joining us.
There you
Welcome,
go.
welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
hello.
So, what do you want to start with?
Well, I think I'll start with the astrology because
Go for it then.
Quite a few people have said to me,
Hey, Mama Lena. how
is
you
Mercury retrograde or something? And I was
Felt like it, didn't it?
No. But there's been some interesting things. All right. So we know that on the equinox,
Yes.
the sun moved into Aries.
We came up with a new word for it. It was an equilux.
Equinox, yes.
Hello, Wendy.
And we know we had the new moon in Aries.
Right on the equinox. in
Right.
fact,
Well, it was
wasn't
the next day. So yeah.
Just about,
0
yeah.
degrees Aries. It's still, yeah, okay. All right. So the moon has moved on into Gemini, which might make us a little more apt to communicate emotionally, which could be a good thing or not such a good thing.
I suppose it depends how you come at it.
But the moon will move, every 60 some hours. So we'll have all kinds of different ways to express ourselves emotionally.
Hello, Marlene. How you doing?
So right now the sun is at 6 degrees Aries. And then Mercury is at 16 degrees Aries. So they're no longer conjunct. This past week there was, friction from that. But Mercury in Aries is conjunct Jupiter in Aries. And Jupiter is known as the great expander, the
great benefic. Yeah.
So there
Savannah.
is this kind of push of energy to express and be heard, and but frankly it's made people quite aggressive.
Stinky.
Well, there's like road rage and pushing and shoving kind of energy. Then
Well, it's
just
staying
got an alert.
better not be.
Anti-lag.
Well,
I don't know what that means, but
Well, hopefully we're not lagging too much. It'll be all right.
North Node, Venus and Uranus are all in, now we're perfect, in Taurus. And this has kind of given this possessive energy. So people are aggressive and possessive, right? So it's creating a little bit of stressful stuff going on. People may not be as open and giving as they usually are. Also, we've had 2 big generational shifts because Saturn has moved into Pisces. Saturn has left Aquarius and moved into Pisces.
Okay.
And, Saturn is the planet of karma and lessons and restriction.
Oh, fun.
And Pisces on this level is service to spirit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So you may be feeling like you want to reorganize things for yourself spiritually, or how you allow yourself time to serve your spirituality. And Pluto has moved in to Aquarius.
Ah, yes. It will
So-
retrograde back out again shortly.
Yeah, twice, but it's going to be in Aquarius for 2 decades. So we need
That'd be fun.
to see how this generation is going to adjust to this energy. So I think that these next few months are going to be quite interesting as the world stage adjusts to this humanitarian energy,
I
right?
know. It's scary, but it could be really good.
Right. Well, Pluto is kind of like known as the destroyer creator. So it tears down
Old structures.
and rebuilds something hopefully even better in its place. And Aquarius is the humanitarian. So I think that there might be some interesting things happening throughout the world with the view towards less suffering
That would
and
be so good.
taking care of people on a more global scale.
I know. I mean, it's... Hi, Cassie, and I just want to say hi to... Savannah says, what is this possessive Taurus you speak of? No, of course not.
Well, Venus in Taurus, what they value, they want to hold on to.
Oh, definitely.
And then the North Node. So there's a lot of, this is my...
I love it. I love it.
Somebody else just showed up.
Oh, hi, Janet. People, as I said, don't be shy. Say hi if you
Don't
don't.
be
'cause
shy, say
we can
hi.
see there's a bunch. That viewers zero is an absolute lie. They still.
I know.
And
And it says 0.
yeah.
And it also says slow internet.
Well, hopefully we're all right. It's to buffer, so there's like a 10-second buffer or whatever. Bring us 10 seconds after we've said it, probably.
Your
Is
miles
the interesting
range
thing.
may vary. Hi, Gil.
But yeah, interesting times, I think. And I know they say you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. So some
That's
things,
true.
almost this.
Push me, pull me.
Yeah, it's almost like a battle going on, isn't it? At the moment, with the people just wanting to accept, change and progress. But there's this definite, there's an element of people, I think, probably dead set on
Capitalism.
yeah, late stage capitalism. They preach minimal government, and yet they're trying to take away everybody's sodden rights,
Right. The last 15, 16 years, Pluto in Capricorn really restructured banking. I mean, we had the bank bailouts. We've had, the, what's the opposite of merger? The demergering of things. And now this last little push, we've seen the feds raise the interest rate and the housing market. There's all these things that have to do with economy and global economy, and that's been the Pluto's tour through Capricorn. So we are in this into Aquarius, back into Capricorn, into Aquarius, back into Capricorn. And then once we hit 2024, we'll be in Aquarius for 2 decades. Lots of people are saying
They
things.
are, yeah. I think Anna was saying
Start just after Gilda, because I don't think we heard any of that.
it says 15 viewers online, but it does keep buffering, and then you're cutting in and out. I'm sorry. Well, hopefully we. It says perfect now, so we. That was another thing.
You
we
couldn't
had.
have possibly read all of those comments.
No, okay, but I was addressing each one. So,
Oh.
yeah, so connections suck. You keep freezing. You always come back. Talk about soulmates, says Janet, and I'm going to go away and come back. Maybe the buffering will improve. It says we've got a perfect stream.
I don't
This
know.
was another thing on Saturday. My day got shot with with our internet. It's better now. Yes, it does say imperfect. We had an issue with our internet here.
We lost 3 days dealing with the phone system, and then our internet went down.
Yeah, here, which is a problem because that's where our mail server is and our web server and all that sort of fun stuff. So, I got alerted in the wee hours in the morning that it went down. It's probably, just a service problem, service outage or what have you. It's all good now. No more buffering. Well, good. Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, because we've got lots to talk about.
We've got so much to
but
talk
anyway,
about.
yeah, we fixed the phone system, and then we had to fix the internet modem, and it's been very
entertaining.
Entertaining
times.
But it all comes good. All right, so talk about soulmates. Well, we have soulmates, we have soul buddies, we have soul families.
Soul clusters.
But it's all a very individual thing. And just because you assume someone is your soul mate doesn't mean that you have the karma worked out, and you may not be meant to be together. You may have found your soulmate to work out some more crap.
Oh dear.
So
another learning experience.
So I would seek individual counseling regarding the situation, and not just assume that it's all going to be Cinderella, honey and pie, which that certainly wasn't. If you remember, she had her soul cluster was very difficult to work with. She had evil stepsisters and stepmother and a stupid prince who couldn't figure out the slipper thing. And
why would you want shoes made of glass? That doesn't strike me as very safe.
I think that has something to do with mythology.
Oh, shoes and saddles and shields. Yeah. Something like that.
All right, peeps are saying things.
What about twin flames? Interesting. What about twin flames? I've heard that expression.
Well, what I'm going to say is, to me, everything works on the number 7. To me. So you may have a twin flame. I guess the idea is that 2 parts of the same soul incarnated at the same time, to my understanding.
Interesting. I wondered how you defined that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, I think a lot of this is...
we could get in the weeds here, couldn't we?
Well, I don't want to upset people, but I think that these are all just terms that are made up to help people work out their own karma, right? Or their karma with another particular soul that they hadn't worked their karma out with. So the best thing, if you really want to look at soulmates, soul buddies, soul clusters, soul families, twin flames, which is a more modern expression, do your past life research and do your deep research with the connection to the other person. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that, my own personal take on this, for what it's worth, is we all come from this gigantic sort of oversoul. I'm not sure. Words really don't work here. But we're all part of the universe singing in praise of itself, and I think it's fair to say that we're spiritual beings, having a human experience rather than necessarily a human being maybe not having the spiritual experience. We all come from this universal source, and we incarnate and we become the exalted prisoner. We're stuck in this meat-covered skeleton kind of thing.
Incarnation, incarceration. We've been talking about this a bit.
It's funny, Akasha and the prison and all that fun stuff, because within our mythology that we follow, the Welsh mythology, is very key this time of year, and there's tie-ins to all sorts of fun stuff, the Seven Boar and all that kind of fun stuff. But
we're not here to talk about all that today.
No, we're not. But yeah, it's so this experience that we have here ultimately is going to be for the benefit of all, because when we're done with this incarnation and we return back to spirit, so to speak, we take with it the experience of this lifetime, and hopefully it's lessons learned for the good of for all.
Right.
If you will.
I'm going to say something else on this subject, and then we're going to move back into what we wanted to talk
Yes,
about.
there you go.
People say, I need to find my other half. I've found my soulmate. This person is my other half. I've found my twin flame. They complete me. All right. Until you are whole and complete on your own, you are not going to find your partner. Until you love yourself, you're not going to find someone to love you. So do your research. Figure out who you are, where you're at, and what you're truly seeking, and then put out the vibration to manifest someone who will be your partner, your soulmate, your soul buddy. But stop looking for your other half.
Who's got my happiness?
You need to
Where's my happiness?
do a little self work there. That's what I'm going to say about that.
Was it not Doreen Valiente who said,
In the charge.
yes, if you don't find what you seek within you, you'll never find it without you.
Right.
That's a paraphrase, but we'll keep it short.
So until you're really ready to find true love, you're not going to find true love. And unless you truly love yourself, you're not going to find true love, because you have to find it within you.
See some profound wisdom coming out from Gilda here. Says we are already complete. We are born complete, all within.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
If you don't feel
Totally.
whole and complete on your own, you're not going to find somebody who's going to complete you.
Yeah.
It's just, but there's certainly ways that you can help yourself get to where you want to be. There's ways you can help yourself to find your soul cluster, friends, social life, your soul buddies, your soul family, or, your soul mate. There's absolutely ways you can do that. But the work needs to be done on yourself first. And never approach a relationship thinking how you can change the other person. It's not going to be healthy.
I know. I meet so many people, bless them, that
they're hurting.
Yeah, and also some people that are inherently attracted to damaged individuals. Here's one I can fix. That's not the basis for a good relationship, generally.
What's that now?
Well, there's lots of stuff going on. I say the same thing all the time, says Savannah, and Gilda's putting up lots of purple hearts. I say the same thing all the time, and you absolutely have to heal yourself first. But then, when you're ready to write down what it is you're looking for in a partner, there is power in words. Hey, Savannah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you know our backstory?
I manifested him, but I forgot to say lives close by. Worked out all right anyway, but there you go.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, we commuted a bit in the first part of our relationship, 10 years.
All right. So I think we should talk about Caradwen.
Well, we've got a few people joining us before we get into that, because we're going to now. Yes, definitely. May I just do a quick plug?
Oh, I was going to have you talk about memberships last, but if you
Okay, no, well then I'll do it.
like.
I'll do it later.
No, go ahead.
Oh, all right then. I was just going to do a plug. So yesterday, Lisa was busy teaching her chakra crystal energy clinician class.
Solar plexus.
Oh yes, I was writing code, and I have written the code now because we had to modify. We're coming up to the end of quarter. March 31st sees the end of our quarter. So it's first quarter in the year, and karma points get awarded at the end of that. So you'll see those on your statement, which we send out around about April 1st.
Some people have quite a lot of
Some
karma
people
points.
have some. And for those guys that have joined our channel, that's what I was writing. The channel membership, you get your at least the sweep team level back in karma points. And so we've just done it, it doesn't matter. If you were here for like 3 months, you're going to get all, what? Am I confusing people?
Rambling. Okay.
I do ramble, don't
Really,
I?
what he's trying to say is, if you've signed up for a $5 membership,
Yes.
you're going to get $5 in karma points.
Yes.
If you sign up in the next couple of days for a $5 membership, you're still going to get this month's $5 in karma points.
You are.
If you signed up for a $20 membership, you're going to get $5 in karma points, and you are going to get a special meditation that is only for $20 members. Right.
All right.
Now go ahead with
So
your rambling.
I don't know if that's any clearer or whatever. Basically, what we're saying is you've got a great window of opportunity here.
These
'cause
next couple of days.
There's only 4 days left in March. But if you sign up today, you're still going to get the $5 for March.
Whoever signed up in March is going to get.
So there you go. So if you're not a channel member yet, there should be a link in the description below where you can just click and join.
You see the
our
little
channel.
button that says join.
Yes, there's a join button on a desktop browser, but if you're on your phone, you have to go into the description and click on the description, all right?
Okay.
And we'd love you to do that. We'd love it if you would support our channel, because it's part of how we're going to make our Celtica project happen.
Yep.
You know, we need dosh. Putting it bluntly.
We've approached a new fundraiser. I'm going to see how that goes. We have started 900 and some odd seedlings. So all of our herb garden stuff we've got going, and there's a lot of work to be done. But I think that it'll be really wonderful to be able to teach an herb class and have access to a lot of the herbs that we're looking for. That we've grown.
Savannah says, lol, did the same with Tony, 3,000 miles away. Yeah, well, I'll raise you 500 miles on that.
Everything else was great, but that was just like, oh, all right then.
Gilda damaged X, but that relationship taught me the most, and it was so painful. I am finally healing, and it feels good. You know, that is true healing. It is when you get to the point where you're actually grateful for the lessons that you've learned, and it doesn't cut you anymore.
Right, but that may absolutely have been a soulmate contract, right? That each person was going to have this opportunity to learn and do what they had to do to fulfill their contract. And, you may very well have agreed to have that experience, and now you're healing from it, and the other person may have to do it again. If they didn't learn the lesson, it'll be repeated.
Gilda's asking, is the Karma Club only for locals? No, our Karma Points is for everybody, and you can use your Karma Points just like cash for merchandise in the store, and we can apply it to phone orders, online orders, whatever as well. So you can certainly use it, believe me.
So basically what happens is whatever anyone purchases, they build points for that. And at the end of a quarter, those points turn into actual cash to spend at the store. But they go onto a little card. It looks like a little credit card, and it says Karma Points. It has the person's name on it. And people who can use them on their subscriptions. A lot of people that live far away are on a subscription plan because they can't come to Circle. So they get the Magickal year, and they build their Karma Points, and it works out for them that, they end up getting like free shipping a couple times or something.
Yeah, they actually mount up.
Yeah. But we've put out to the people, if you purchase a membership to YouTube, which is $4.99, we're going to give you $5 in Karma Points. Obviously you have to be on our database. We have to know who you are in order to award you those points.
We kind of need to know you to be able to do that. Yeah.
But then if you, if you wanted to order sprays or smudge or whatever, you'd have $5
towards
each month. So in a quarter, you'd have $15. That'll buy a spray and most of the shipping.
It would.
So you really have nothing to lose. Plus, we look better to YouTube so that they'll send out our videos to more people. And it's this whole cycle of things that just kind of works.
Try to become less of a well-kept secret.
Right,
that's our plan.
That's our goal, is to become less of a well-kept secret.
So there you go. It's all good. So, should we talk about Caradwen?
The story of Caradwen.
It's so profoundly moving.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the story of Caradwen because the next statue to come out is Taliesin. And that statue will make a lot more sense if you know the story.
Yeah, kinda. Gilda's saying you can do it all again with someone else. I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good for you.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, they could be, soul cluster, soul buddy, soul,
Absolutely. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
And again, the contract mate for you have also been to do with having the children that you have.
Yeah, gorgeous little munchkins.
So who knows? We don't really know, but we could do a lot of research, and that kind of work really does lead to deep healing.
In fact, Caradwin's story sort of says that things don't always go as planned.
But they go according to the universe's plan, which we don't always know what that is. Apparently it's for our highest good.
Yeah.
All right. So Caradwin.
Who's telling the story then?
Well, I think we'll tell it together, right?
Go for it then.
So Caradwin is known as a mother, a goddess, and a witch. So she is married to Tegid Voyle, right? And they have 2 children. Creathew, who is the most beautiful.
Gorgeous, stunning young lady.
And Avagthe.
Morven, whom they
Avagthe, utter darkness.
Yes.
So we have a story of dark and light, which is interesting because usually the female goddess side of things is the darkness and the masculine is the light. But in this story,
it's flipped.
It's the other way around.
But that's okay.
So Avagthe, utter darkness, she's feeling a bit worried about him. She knows that Creathew is going to have a wonderful life. She's going to marry up and, everything's going to be great. But Avagthe, poor dude, what will become of him?
Well, he was doing all right.
So he didn't ask her to help, but, as mothers do, she decided that she...
I know what's best.
Would consult the physicians of Mudfie
their wisdom
for a spiritual brew that would create Awen. And Awen is divine enlightenment, which would allow the recipient to know everything that ever was, everything that is, and everything that ever shall be. Those 3 rays of Awen. And the recipe that they give her is pretty intense. I mean, it talks about collecting different herbs at different times, because when we understand witchcraft through herbalism, we would have to know what part of the plant we wanted, right? Like if they said dandelion, well, do we want the leaves? Do we want the flower? Do we want the seeds? Do we want the roots? And at particular times of the year, there'd be different levels of potency in the roots, or the flower wouldn't be there. And magical timing, harvesting during the proper hour for the maximum potency for that ingredient's intention. So it was a year and a day.
Yeah, took a while to do it.
To get all these herbs.
And they had to be brewed continuously
right.
for this time.
So now this was another task.
How do you possibly manage to do that whilst going out and collecting all the herbs and stuff?
So she decided that she would go to Lanvacarinian.
Lanvacarinian. Well, that's from where he hences.
And hire a small boy
Gwion
named Gwion Bach. And what does that name mean?
Bach is small, little. But Gwion is interesting because it's a prototypical word, and it might even, some say, Welsh scholars particularly, that the closest we could have to it is like a prototypical poisoner. Huh? What?
Little poisoner.
You'll see why. Well, it's like the prototypical. It's like it doesn't yet exist, but there is this potentiality that this could occur. if you know what I mean. That's like what a prototype is. It's a pre-production thing.
And what's interesting about any of the herbs that are poisonous are ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of karma, and Saturn rules all of these poisonous herbs that you don't want to eat.
We could get into the weeds getting into the astrology of the Mabinogi, definitely.
Well, if we look at the story, we're going to realize that there are 7 characters.
7 comes up a lot.
Right? So they can be the chakras or the planets, that kind of energy. All right, so Guyenbach, he has to be put up on a little stool to reach into the cauldron, and he's now the stirrer. That's his job. He's going to do that so that Caradwyn can go and collect whatever she needs at whatever time. But the cauldron has to stay hot. Just the right amount of hot. Not too hot, you know.
So she has Morda, a blind guy.
A blind guy.
A blind fellow to actually tend the fire.
Oh, that's interesting. So he must be tuned in other ways if he's going to... All right. So we have Tegid Voil, Creafiu, Avagdi, Guyenbach, Morda, Caradwyn. All right. That's only 6. So, time has come. The last of the herbs have gone into the cauldron, and Caradwyn is exhausted from this ordeal of creating this brew. And the story goes one of 2 ways, that it was accidental or that he was a thief. But at any rate, a splash of the brew comes out onto Guyan's thumb.
3 drops.
3 drops. So he instinctively puts his thumb in his mouth because it's burning. But now he has just stolen the awen meant for Avagdi. And Avagdi's like, well, that's a relief. However, Guyan now knows everything that ever was, everything that is, and everything that ever shall be, and he knows that Caradwyn is not going to be happy.
Entirely happy? No, perhaps not.
So what happens next?
He thinks I need to run.
Get the out of here.
Well, the first thing that happens is the cauldron actually bursts asunder.
Because the awen has been delivered.
And all that remains is the most horrible toxic poison. Garan, what's his name? Gwathno Garanier's horses that are in the area where he's at, and all of his cattle and livestock are poisoned. So this is the realization of the prototypical poisoner. But at the same time, Guyan Bach now realizes he's in deep doo-doo, and Caradwyn is going to rip him limb from limb. So he transforms into a hare and sets off at a race. You can imagine the grass bashing his whiskers as he's charging through it, and she transforms into a greyhound bitch to hunt him down, and she's getting closer and closer and about to seize him between her jaws when he just jumps up into the air, turns into a salmon and dives straight into a stream. She then promptly turns into an otter bitch and dives in straight after him and chasing him down the stream, And so he breaks the surface and turns into a little wren, but she turns into a hawk, and she's about to rip him limb from limb. And so he sees below him this great pile of grain, so he transforms into a pile of just a single grain and drops
into the pile for camouflage.
Thinks, how's that? Caradwyn transforms into a black-crested hen and proceeds to consume the entire pile of grain. That's the end of him, right?
So now...
That's the end of him.
She has ingested that which has ingested awen. So she becomes pregnant. And she realizes that she now also possesses Awen. She knows all that ever was, all that is, and all that ever shall be. So she was a very amazing mother. She was a very amazing witch. And she's certainly now at goddess status, conducting Awen. So she gives birth to Taliesin, the radiant brow. And a couple of things could be pondered about this, right? Because now she no longer wants to kill Gwion Bach. He is not Gwion Bach. What she's given birth to is enlightenment. Taliesin, the radiant brow. However, the quest to chase down Gwion was fulfilling the responsibility of the magic she had created, right? She cannot just let Gwion escape because she created that magic. She is responsible for that magic. So she had to contain that spell, that magic. But now that she has given birth to Taliesin, she doesn't want to kill him, for she understands everything that ever shall be, and she knows that the radiant brow is needed for the bards and for everyone whoever shall be that hears his name. So
she wraps him up in swaddling clothes and tucks him into this wonderful leather coracle and sets him adrift on the seas. And some say he was out for 40 days. Some say 40 weeks, 40 nights, 40
sounds
weeks.
like Moses and the bulrushes.
Doesn't it? You know, isn't there a little sort of thing here?
Anyway.
But understand again, this is another gestational period. And that Taliesin is once again born, but now he's born into the physical world because this coracle turns up at the weir of Gwathno Garanir, where
a salmon weir.
A salmon weir.
Where
his son's supposed to go and load the cart with...
I think his name is Elvin or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. He's supposed to go catch salmon, you know?
And instead he pulls out this coracled creature and unwraps and it starts to sing his praises. So needless to say,
he's a talking baby. But he sings in these crazy rhymes, you know. I was this before I was that, and I was this before I was that. And Hannes Taliesin is an amazing. Yeah.
Well, it's in this as well, and and then the 7 comes up again with Prithai Anovan, the spoils of Anovan, you know.
Yeah.
Nomen Scythe Niederreich. Yeah.
The 7 forts.
Keeps the 7 forts, and only 7 survivors and all that fun stuff. Right. But Caradwyn she is mother of Awen.
So the 7th character is Taliesin, right? Mm-hmm. So you have Tegid Voil, Creafu, Avagvi, Caradwyn, Gwion Bach, Morda, and Taliesin. They're your 7. And if you look at the chase, you have land, sea, and sky.
Yes, you do.
Or you have the 4 elements, right? Because you have 4 different guises of the chase. Across land with the hare and the greyhound, into the water with the salmon and the otter, into the air with the hawk and the wren, and then there's this energy of other with the grain and the hen, right? So that you can see the shape shifting. You could see all this different animal medicine, but you could also see that as the 4 elements.
Well, it is as well, because the seed itself, this is where, again, Gwion's back to prototypical
but that's like
at the seed side.
Like a fire kind of energy, isn't it?
She has a bun in the oven, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
And in alchemy, you know, the fire is the transformative aspect. So it's a very, very deep, layered story about magic and the craft and druidry and bardic interests, and there's, you know, But it really is, I think, why Caradwen, because of the Awen, why Caradwen says, when the chairs come to be judged, mine will be the finest, because she knows she possesses Awen. Not only did she create Awen, she possesses Awen.
I am the most knowledgeable one in the Court of Dawn, in fact. Well, I should say, if you know everything that ever was, all that is, and all that shall be, you probably are quite knowledgeable at this point.
So her praises were sung again and again.
But yeah, she's we have a very strong relationship with Caradwen as our our patron goddess for our little group, without doubt. And she was the first statue that
like 10 yeyears ago we started.
Maybe.
And people will ask why there is a sow, a white sow on the statue. That's actually a hook. And in the story of Llao Guffus,
yes,
when Gwydion follows the white sow to the tree where Llao is as a wounded eagle, and she's actually there as the hook, eating the profane, the flesh that falls from the wounded god, so that he can be resurrected, so that he can be put back together, kind of thing.
It's kind of amazing, yeah. That's the fourth branch of the Mabinogi there, yeah. Love it.
The tales are just, learning them, and then once you get past the name game and all that, things become a little clearer, and you can go a little deeper, right?
Math ap Mathonwy is the proper name of the fourth branch, isn't it? Which is Bear, son of Little Bear. That's an astrological correspondence there, I'm sure. Moses. It's interesting when you start to dig into comparative mythology. There's so much.
The way to get converts is like the Romans did, right?
Well, that's what Catholic means,
right? They would come along and they'd say, "Oh, well, we want to conquer these people. Oh, that's their myth. Well, we can just transform that into this myth." And then you get the converts, because you can't force someone to give up their belief system.
Yeah, Catholics were good. They just turn people into saints, like Saint Brede, for example. You know, Brede's definitely a pagan goddess. I assure you. But they can't. Well, she was never canonized officially. But they're Catholic. It just means all encompassing. All encompassing. Literally pull it in. You know.
Return to Rome.
No Romans. If you're Roman and you're watching, we have nothing against you.
All right. So coming full circle, because that's what we do.
Sorry.
We're back to this astrology that's happening, right? Things are very tense right now. There's a lot of aggression. There's a lot of property, kind of, that's my property, my house, my intellectual knowledge. There's a real kind of stress out there. And then again, all these planets are in Aries, which is ruled by Mars.
not given to aggression.
Mars is in Cancer. So Mars is in a very emotional expression, being in Cancer, and it's always a little difficult when Mars is in the house of home. The natural house. Oh my gosh.
No arguments here.
So we thought it might be good to set an intention for the week of healing and protection, because people might need that. So let us light our little candle.
Oh, good job you got a lighter then, eh?
I have the Year of the Rabbit candle in here.
I don't think we got any of them left.
I might have a couple. Somebody bought 2 the other day.
Okay.
Year of the Rabbit.
The rabbit.
All right, so they can see that. That's nice.
I believe so.
All right, you create a little energy here. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is rub your hands together. And when you pull them apart, allow yourself to feel some energy building there. And then call upon the energy of spirit, whatever your big good thing is. All are welcome here. And feel this energy coming down through crown chakra into your heart center. And the first thing we're going to do is focus on protection. And I'm going to chant a little something. And when I do that, I want you to feel the 3 rays, the energy of all that was and all that is and all that ever shall be. And let those 3 rays kind of come down over you like a tripod or a pyramid. All right? And take the energy of that vibration and let it protect you, mind, body, and spirit. And I know we're all working on some sort of healing, whether it's emotional healing or mental well-being or physical well-being or a combination thereof. And I'd like to do my heart is open because I haven't done that in a long time. And understand when I'm saying these words, allow them to be your words, right? I am not saying that I am personally healing everyone by any stretch of the imagination. What I want people to do is to feel these words as their words and this understanding as their understanding. My heart is open. My thoughts can heal. Divine emotion is what I feel. I live in wonder on this planet Earth. The spell I'm under is the and just let your energy have thoughts of healing. Know that your protection is divine. And know that whatever happens this week, you will figure it out. You will figure it out for the highest good.
Yes. Try to avoid striking people.
Someone actually asked me the other day why everyone is so damn aggressive. My first thought was, didn't we move into Aries? I was very proud of myself. Go, Savannah. Not only is the sun in Aries, but the moon was in Aries, Mercury's in Aries, and Jupiter's in Aries. So, all right. Thank you, great ones, for this divine healing.
Yes. That was beautiful. Thank you for that.
Oh, I just want everybody to, All right, so we're going to have card for the week now.
Ha ha ha! Oh, what a beauty.
It's the exalted prisoner, I say.
Well, I want to say I felt a healing during that. Thank you. Oh, you're so
awesome.
welcome.
That's good.
Thank you.
Hopefully the tones were the right tones and vibration.
Gosh, I think you set everybody off.
Well, we need that.
Gilda's
I know, I need
cry
it.
when I hear that.
Yeah.
It's good tears, I hope. So,
Card for the week.
yeah, we got the Ace of Swords. Now, on the face of it, ostensibly, as they say,
Things don't look so
this does
great.
not look like a great card, right?
But
Looks-
things are not as they appear, nor are they otherwise. This
Well,
could be divine illusion.
Hold on. Wait your hurry. So, just to explain what's going on here, it appears at first glance that we have a bound and blindfolded woman
Oh.
on a tidal flat,
No. Surrounded by
surrounded
swords.
by a prison of swords when the tide is out. Doesn't look too promising, doesn't look too good. But look again and you'll see more.
She's not tied to the sword.
She's not tied to the swords. Moreover,
The
there are
bandage-
no knots.
They're quite loose.
Simple shrug, they fall away. Lift the blindfold, you see the swords do not ensnare you at all. You are free to walk out of there. So don't get hung up with perceiving things to be more of a challenge than they actually are. I mean,
And rise to the challenge.
Yeah, and-
For it may be an initiation of some sorts.
Yes, it could be. There's a very strong initiatory feel in this as well. But it's an 8, which is an interesting card. I love the 8s. So, gosh. Hello, Dawn. I got here late to the live, but so happy I made it. That was awesome. Dawn,
Oh,
you are
good.
so welcome.
You're
Thank
very
you. Thank you for
welcome.
joining us, and do consider becoming a channel member.
Channel members.
Channel
we
members
need
are great.
channel members.
Remember, you're going to get your karma points right back this month. Ha ha.
Remember that like patchwork family? We need all kinds of members.
We do. You can help. You make a difference. But this is about, maybe don't bash your head against the wall. Take a second glance. Take
And
another
notice
look.
she's covered in red, so don't let other people's anger ensnare you either.
Oh, that's a prison I get caught in all the time.
Yeah. Don't do it.
It's a daily struggle for me because honestly, I'm a Leo and I do tend to get a little bit fiery.
Honestly, though,
sometimes.
if you feel challenged this week, just come back to this moment of energy and say, I am blessed with the protection. I hold the energy of Awen. I am the radiant brow. I can figure this out. And I send you only love and healing.
Yep.
Talk to the hand.
That's true. Because, an eye for an eye only makes the whole world blind. But the most powerful force in the universe is love, and it's the only thing capable of actually turning an enemy into a friend. So if we push out,
We're
react,
neutralizing someone's negative energy. Yeah.
if we react in an equal way to an angered affront to ourselves, we're not going to get forward on that. And
The
this
dog is
a
barking.
lesson
I must bark back. I can bark louder. Oh no, they're barking louder. I must bark back. I can bark louder. And it escalates and escalates. But if you think, why is the poor dog barking? You respond, why is the poor dog barking?
Yep. Yeah, that's so true. It is. There you go.
Yeah. So I think that's what it's about. I think this week is not about reacting. It's about responding. It's not about feeling restricted. It's about figuring it out. It's not about letting somebody else's aggression and anger overtake you. Just be present.
Gilda's asking for a favour. Can you put my friend's name Jen in your prayer bowl, please? Not sure what it's called, but just for healing energy sent to her, please, and thank you.
Yes.
Consider it.
I did. I called her the other day to check up on her. So.
Okay. This is good.
Yeah.
All right. You're one step ahead of me.
There you go.
One step ahead of everybody all
I'm
the time.
trying. I do admit that I have spent a bit of difficult. I have come through that card. This past really 2 years has been probably the most difficult time dealing with all my health issues and things. And as you can see, I'm still having
Well, you're still on the
issues
same
with
medicine.
the medications they make me itch and I'm allergic, and but it's better than not having medication, I suppose. But I have been kind of, what do your favorite saying is, a little off the boil. So
little challenged, perhaps.
And I notice it when I'm teaching my classes, because it's harder for me to make the connections that I usually like to make, or I have to think a little longer to answer somebody's question, stuff like that. But I know I'm still in there, so.
Gilda's just sent us a super chat.
Oh, thank you, Gilda.
So unnecessary, but thank you, because it's going to go to a good cause.
What does it say?
She said, for Jen, for the healing bowl. No cards for me, please. We don't charge for the healing bowl.
No,
Never,
we don't charge for the healing bowl. But we
ever.
we thank you for the donation, though, because,
no.
you know, we do have bills to pay, right? You got to pay the electricity and the insurance and all that.
You do, you do.
But yeah, I did speak to her on the phone, so.
It's good. But yeah, we that's something I don't know if you guys, obviously if you're not local to our store you wouldn't know, but we have just right by the little chimney where people can dump out all the crystals, we have this little healing bowl.
It's a little fishbowl that Guy made for us when we were back at Cherry Hill, and he put the heart chakra mandala on it. And
so
we've had that 20 some odd years. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah, nearly 30, I was going to say now, probably. And yeah, all sorts of people write all sorts of things in there. And
periodically we will take the bowl into circle and do a group healing for
absolutely,
the names in the bowl as well.
Yeah.
But the bowl itself holds that intention and light. So
it does. It's
to get your name in the bowl is a good thing.
It is, certainly. Well, Gilda says, I know, but just for the cause. Gilda, thank you. We're not going to turn it down. Well, we can't give it back.
Right. Now, we're not going to promise you anything else today. Normally we would promise a barn video, and normally we would promise live readings.
We're playing catch up.
But we lost 3 days to the phone system and another day to the internet. So we have some deadlines that are trying to fly by.
We'll do our best. When we work together, we can achieve so much, and so if we knuckle down and
we're gonna get on it.
Yeah, we can get there. I think.
But we can't make any promises for what else is going to happen today.
It is better to underpromise and overdeliver than overpromise and underdeliver. If I can say that in English, I'm sorry.
So, pretty please, as you feel challenged during this week, come back and do the Awen, and my heart is open, right? Protect yourself and work on heart healing, especially if somebody else pushes your buttons. Don't let them.
Expect your buttons to be pushed.
Don't let the explosion happen.
Yes. Take the battery out the doorbell or something. You know what I'm saying?
You can always chant Awen for yourself.
It's actually really cool.
And feel that energy of the light
just coming down
blessing
through
you. Yeah?
Yeah. We are incredibly powerful beings, and if we just learn to operate the machinery correctly, the machinery ourselves,
right,
we can do so much. But getting out of our own way is 90% of the problem half the time. Especially when your perception is off. And you think, oh God, this why me? Why is this going to be so hard? Why? It probably ain't. Yeah. Lisa, are you still doing Zoom readings?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Yep. I'm reading Fridays and Saturdays, but I don't read all the Fridays and Saturdays. So I'm kind of like getting back into the swing. I used to read 5 days a week. I can't. Yeah.
Well, do everything else.
But it doesn't mean I'm not busy, because we're working on our tarot deck. We're working on our Celtica project. We're still working on building our tradition. We're teaching classes. There's lots of stuff going on. It's all very positive. We're working on the website. There's just like crazy things. But yeah, just give the shop a call. They've got my schedule. And just let them know that you want to Zoom, so that I know to bring my computer that day, because I don't always. I am not the most technologically savvy person.
You found me online. Ha ha.
I did. That was total accident.
Yeah, that was before online was a thing.
But do think about becoming a channel member for us.
We'd love that.
We will give you back what you put into the $5 membership in karma points. So if you're a regular purchaser, you can get your candles and incense and smudge sticks or whatever else. And if you do the $20 membership, you'll still get the $5 in karma points, but you'll also get to another section on our channel.
Some special perks.
Where you'll get guided meditations or mini workshops, things like that. Different every month.
Yes. So, well, that's probably us, isn't it? Because we've been gabbing on for about an hour now. I think we better get on with stuff.
And that's our Monday show for this week, folks.
That's it. We do this every Monday. So if you like what you see, do tell people. Do smash that like button. Please subscribe as a bare minimum.
If you
to our
really
channel.
don't have the funds to become a member, we totally understand
That's
it.
fine.
But if you still want to help, the best thing that you can do for us is to go to a playlist and watch every video on that playlist all the way through. That doesn't mean you have to sit and actually physically watch it. Let it play, right? Pick a playlist, whether it's shorts or the barn videos or whatever it is. Go to one of our playlists and let all of those videos play all the way through with the sound off while you're doing your housework or whatever, because that gives us watch hours, and that will also make us money. YouTube pays us for people watching our videos.
Not a
So
lot,
that's a
but-
way that you could help us without giving your money. You could give us your time. But again, sure, great. Maybe you do want to watch all the videos, and that's wonderful. You know, especially those little mantras.
Oh.
There's like 6 or 7 of those. They're less than a minute long.
Yeah.
You can do those 10 minutes a day. Give yourself that 10 minutes for your spirituality and listen to each one of those mantras and, recharge yourself, reset, heal, manifest, whatever you want to do. But again, you could just let those videos play with the sound off while you're doing something else, and it will be a great help to us. So thank you so much.
If you feel like plugging us on your social media, it really doesn't hurt. Share links to our stuff wherever possible. The mantras are great. They really are wonderful. I'm very impressed with what Lisa did there, and it's superb and fantastic. And the crystal shorts, we have got so many more to work on. But again, we lost so much of last week or the week before.
Oh yeah,
or
we
whatever.
lost. The crystal shorts are useful. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, our
We've
plan
got
is
a
to
bunch
have
of those.
every
We
single
want to do
crystal done.
Yeah, 130 of them. We've got bags of rocks to film here. Yeah. So we're there. We're not doing anything.
We got nothing on
Gardens.
our work list at all.
Yeah,
Nothing at
nothing
all.
at all.
So yeah. Well, I guess
It's all
we'll
good.
get on with it.
Thank you all so much for your time.
Indeed.
Stay well. Have a wonderful week. Peace and blessed be.
Have a beautiful day. Bye bye now. See you soon.